Coming up, from sinkholes to shaky bridges, Omaha's infrastructure is showing its age.
Then see the growing concern about AI-generated images, spreading misinformation and how it affects our community.
Later, a local playground brings fun, but are there unseen dangers? Experts weigh in on child safety.
All this and more on the Omaha News. Good afternoon, I'm Maggie Johnston.
And I'm Sean Keating. Every day, Omaha residents are facing hazardous roads, unsafe bridges, and even a massive sinkhole swallowing up a street downtown. What's causing these mounting infrastructure failures? And can the city keep up? Join me as I hit the streets, literally, to find out what's crumbling beneath our feet. For 3 months, a massive sinkhole on 16th Street has gone unrepaired, forcing pedestrians into traffic and causing injuries. It's a stark reminder of Omaha's lasting infrastructural issues. This past week, the American Society of Civil Engineers released its 2025 infrastructure report card, giving the U.S. a C, its highest grade ever. Yet many systems remain on the brink of failure. For HGM Associates VP and Civil Engineer Steve Moffitt, Omaha mirrors these national concerns.
There was such a build out in the 1950s and 1960s of the interstate. Those bridges and roads are 70, 80 years old, and that's beyond the lifespan that they were designed for at that time.
Roads fare even worse, earning a D+ and costing Nebraskans an additional $461 on top of the estimated $1,400 it costs nationally. Whoa! Activist Stephen Italis warns that the problems aren't even close to being over.
Omaha has made a terrible mistake, in my opinion. I don't think the governor is helping. I don't think the former governor helped, and the president isn't helping either.
The U.S. and Omaha has made strides in clean water, energy integrity, and network access, boosted by $3.2 billion in federal funds. But an $115 million annual shortfall and political gridlock put repairs at risk. For the city, that means longer commutes, bigger risks, and a ticking clock. Well, Maggie, that pothole really had it out for me. If I disappear mid-show, just know a sinkhole swallowed me up.
Well, we'll keep a rope and ladder handy, just in case. The potholes aren't just the only thing that makes Omaha residents uneasy. There's something else growing just as fast: artificial intelligence. And this time, it's not just changing our streets. It's changing what we see and believe. Reporter Ashton Kay has the story.
Lots of different ways to broadcast ads now. They would still apply to those.
A bill introduced into the Nebraska legislature would make it illegal to distribute damaging political deepfakes during an election. If you're not familiar with the term, deepfakes are videos or images created with AI intended to depict someone else.
AI deepfakes have gotten better. A lot better. They're more convincing than they used to be, and they're easier than ever to make. But don't take my word for it, because that's not me. I made that in a matter of minutes using the first website I found with almost no training data. Imagine what's possible if I used a public figure who appears on camera every day.
Deepak Kazanchi is the Mutual of Omaha Distinguished Chair of Information and Technology. He says that the U.S. has been behind on regulations of advancing AI technology.
And then we as individual citizens who vote need to put pressure on our politicians and on these companies to, have these governance actions and also have penalties that are associated with, because if you say, all the social media companies and these companies will basically self-govern, we know that that's not working.
Luke Irwin, a software developer at Shift Solutions, says that the tech regulations he sees coming from the government seem disingenuous.
A lot of representatives and lawmakers are people who don't even know how to use a TV remote. Like, they're the people that we have to teach how to not get scammed on the internet. We do not have enough educated people on modern technologies in office.
For the Omaha News, I'm Ashton Kay.
Take it down.
Nebraska legislators say their next step is aimed at criminalizing malicious deepfakes and establishing clear penalties for offenders. Stay tuned after the break to look back on a past tornado destruction and the recovery process, because tornado season is here.
Then see pickleball's explosion in popularity and the opening of a new court.
Create, Perform. Communicate. College of Communication, Fine Arts, and Media.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha's bookstore is home to more than books. The UNO bookstore accommodates all students' needs with phone and laptop repairs at the iFix UNO station or free residence hall delivery. The bookstore, located in the Milevale Student Center, is full of Maverick merchandise. Find sweatshirts for chilly Nebraska days or cozy UNO mugs for every coffee fix. Shop anytime at unobookstore.com.
3,000 student athletes from 9 institutions, competing in 19 sports for national prominence, striving for excellence in academics and athletics, seeking to become champions. Nearly 100,000 students and more than 800,000 alumni celebrate Summit League student athletes and their rise to reach the summit. The Summit League, where tomorrow's leaders strive to reach the summit today.
As tornado season intensifies across the Midwest, communities are not only bracing for what's ahead, they're remembering what's already been lost. Nearly a year after the devastating Elkhorn tornado outbreaks of 2024, the scars are still visible and the lessons still fresh. Reporter Andrew Coughlin brings us the story.
In the afternoon hours of April 26, 2024, this is what many in Omaha and surrounding areas heard, right before a destructive EF4 tornado tore a path through much of West Omaha, causing millions in damage and injuring 4. This is all that remained for many who were caught in the twister's path, leaving behind nothing but foundation and dirt, with recovery efforts still ongoing. At the helm of a number of these efforts is and was Amanda Pfeiffer, head of community outreach at St. Patrick's Church, located only a few hundred yards from the tornado's destructive path.
It was determined that we don't really have a long-term recovery group or even like a disaster preparedness plan. There was none at all whatsoever. And so everybody was just kind of like learning on the fly as we went.
Preparedness is key in the event of a tornado. Having a disaster plan in place is essential for everyone.
The best place to take shelter during a tornado is an interior room, preferably a closet or other enclosed space. But the important part is that you're away from all windows.
We still find that people maybe aren't quite as ready to move to shelter as we'd like for them to be when they hear that warning. So that's something that we always continue to fight.
As April begins, we are just getting started with tornado season here in Omaha. Here's hoping for a comparatively calm 2025.
According to the National Weather Service, hundreds of homes and businesses were damaged or destroyed across Nebraska and Iowa. During the outbreak, Elkhorn specifically, the tornado reached a peak width of 1,900 miles and traveled over 3.2 miles, resulting in 4 reported injuries and but no fatalities. The overall damages from the tornado were estimated to exceed $8 million. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Andrew. The strength of a community really shows in the aftermath of something like a tornado. Sometimes rebuilding also means reconnecting with others, with movement, and with joy.
That's exactly what many are doing through a fast-growing sport, pickleball. And now, Omaha has a new space dedicated entirely for it. Grace Huffstetler takes us inside the first dedicated indoor pickleball facility in Nebraska.
Nebraska welcomed its first dedicated indoor pickleball club in Papillion this past month. It held its grand opening on March 7th, and the support has been piling in. It features 14 courts as well as a full-service coffee shop, bar, and lounge areas. Owners Ryan Potter and Matthew Barlow started development for the club 2 years ago. Potter recalls the realization for the dream when playing outside in a friend's driveway.
What do we do when the weather changes and where do we go? And as I started doing a lot of research, there really wasn't a designated pickleball place like here in Omaha.
Nearly 20 million Americans played pickleball in 2024, a 311% increase from 3 years ago, according to a Sports and Fitness Industry Association report.
There's plenty of space at the Midwest Pickleball Club for anyone to come in and play, whether you're a seasoned hardcore player or a newcomer just learning how to swing the paddle.
One of the reasons for its popularity is its social aspect. Players say they find enjoyment because of the community.
Probably the social and the physical elements, it's exercise and it's fun.
There are players of all demographics and ages, from 14 to 70 years old. Potter says it's that inclusivity that draws people in, and MPC welcomes players of all skill levels.
This is the place to come if you want to learn about the sport and get better, because we have instructors and we have other people that will be here to help you kind of transition from one phase to the next.
For the Omaha News, I'm Grace Hubstetler.
The Midwest Pickleball Club is hosting a UNO Student Night this coming Sunday on April 6th. So if you're interested, give this sport a try. This is the perfect opportunity to jump in. For more information, Midwest Pickleball Club posts more updates on their Facebook.
After the break, wine, rescue dogs, and a mission to change hearts. How one Omaha group is giving every pup a shot at a better life.
There seems to be like this gathering right here of really great minds and really great ideas.
I think it's a great moment, to teach a UNO student.
Being here, I get like a jump start on my journalism career.
I found a lot of people that are interested in like the same things as me.
Sort of a lifetime changing career for me and the best way it could happen.
I never thought I'd be standing in the clouds looking down on the ancient ruins of the Incan Empire. I never thought I'd live among the street artists in Valparaiso. I never thought I'd make friends that would last a lifetime.
Adventure's out there, and as Mavericks, it's up to us to find it.
Stop thinking, start doing. Visit educationabroad.unomaha.edu.
The 13th Floor magazine is a student-run campus literary journal that features poetry, creative nonfiction, fiction, microfiction, screenplay, and visual art from UNO students, alumni, faculty, and staff. It is produced by the students in the Writers' Workshop Literary Magazine course. New issues of the magazine are published every spring with a public launch party to celebrate its release.
Welcome to Spotlight Omaha, your front row seat to the stories that shape our city. From the latest local headlines to hidden gems, inspiring people, and groundbreaking innovations, we shine a light on what makes Omaha truly special. Whether it's community voices, business breakthroughs, or cultural highlights, we've got it all covered. So sit back, stay tuned, and let's dive into the heart of the metro. Good afternoon, I'm Peyton Yoakum. Wine, dogs, and community outreach. Reporter Mary Pritchard takes an inside look at the recent event hosted by Bullies and Beyond Rescue at a local wine store.
For decades now, pit bulls and other members of the bully breed have been receiving negative backlash. There's an ongoing stigma that bully breeds are aggressive, dangerous, and violent. However, dog rescues like Bullies and Beyond are working to eliminate that stigma and find new homes for dogs of all ages and breeds. Bullies and Beyond is a 100% volunteer-based organization. One volunteer, Carissa Assman, explains why she got involved with the organization.
I just have a heart for rescue. There's so many animals in need. I love the senior dogs. I love the special needs ones. So it's just my passion.
Bullies and Beyond doesn't just focus on the bully breed. They also focus on other dogs like Ryder over here, who is a Yorkie, and also available for adoption. Another volunteer, Maggie Johnson, discusses what the adoption process can look like for anyone interested.
There's an application you fill out. Then they have you do references, like usually a vet reference and 1 or 2 friends, family, coworkers as a reference. Then they will do a home visit, which either is like a virtual home visit or someone will come to your house and check out that, you've got a fence or you've got, things are safe in your home. You will also, if you have another pet, they'll introduce them.
The Bullies and Beyond website includes adoptable dogs, ways to get involved, frequently asked questions, and more. For the Omaha News, I'm Mare Pritchard.
Bullies and Beyond is hosting their next event Saturday, April 5th at the Bellevue Petco from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Speaking of animals, as spring is in full bloom, if you're looking to embrace the great outdoors, Gifford Farm has a special invitation. Starting last week, the farm is now open to the public every Monday morning for a hands-on interactive experience. Reporter Mary Mitzloff has more on how this local gem is bringing the community closer to nature.
Located in Bellevue, Nebraska, Gifford Farm welcomes more than 30,000 visitors each year, offering a unique mix of nature, education, and up-close animal encounters. With spring in full bloom, Gifford Farm is now open to the public every Monday from 10 a.m. to noon through the rest of the season. Elaine Swanson, the Gifford program team leader, says it's great to see kids experiencing nature in an increasingly digital world.
They're looking at screens. They're seeing some cool videos of cats or llamas or goats, but this is hands-on. This is real life. I think kids need to be outdoors.
Swanson says there's nothing quite like watching visitors interact with the animals firsthand.
If you can get in with a goat and touch their horns and see what their hair feels like, holding a baby chick is the experience that we love to be able to be a part of.
By coming out to Gifford Farm, you can meet lots of new friends, like this guy. Gifford Farm isn't just about the friendly farm animals. Run by Educational Service Unit 3, it's also a place for outdoor learning with programs that range from agriculture to astronomy. Nancy Williams, former director and current outdoor educator at Gifford Farm, reflects on the many ways the program has expanded since she began in 1999.
We started with a fall festival and inviting people down to the farm and just realized how much they loved to be here. So then that grew into a trick-or-treat event down here, and then a spring festival, and now open house Mondays.
From baby goats to hayrack rides, Gifford Farm is where education, nature, and community truly come together. For the Omaha News, I'm Mary Mitzloff.
Gifford Farm's Open to the Public event is happening this Monday from 10 to noon, and the farm will be having their spring celebration event on Saturday, April 10th at 10 a.m. In downtown Omaha, a playground is turning heads nationwide, praised for its creativity and design, but recently making headlines for a very different reason. I show you how Discovery Playground is inspiring families while also prompting concerns over safety. What used to be a patch of concrete along the riverfront is now one of Omaha's most talked about attractions. Since renovations began in late 2020, the Discovery Playground at Lewis and Clark Landing has transformed into a vibrant hub for family fun. Family babysitter Shelby Griffey praises the park for the upcoming generations.
Had this been here when they were younger, this would have been super awesome. We've taken vacations where they've had areas like this, and we've had a lot of fun at them, and I always wish that we had one here locally. So having one is really awesome for the younger generation to utilize.
But the same week the playground was nominated for a national award, it was also the scene of chaos. On St. Patrick's Day, police were called after a crowd of nearly 300 accompanied minors began fighting at the Jean Leahy Mall. Lieutenant Brian Schmotter says there are ways parents can prevent an incident like this from happening again.
You can accompany your child to the park. That would be appreciated. Most likely not going to be the case with most. So if that does happen, make sure your juvenile has a phone so they can get a hold of you.
Still, many families say the benefits far outweigh the challenges.
There's one entrance which we love because it keeps all the kids gated in. You don't have to worry about them like running out.
Behind me is more than just a playground. It's a space where every kid can come and feel included. At Discovery Playground in Omaha, families come together to play, connect, and just be kids. City officials say staffing will remain flexible depending on the season and crowd size, but the hope is that this award-winning playground continues to be a place for safe family fun. That's a wrap for this edition on Spotlight Omaha. Thanks for joining us as we shine a light on the people, places, and stories that make our city one of a kind. Be sure to stay connected with us for more updates, keep exploring, keep engaging, and keep celebrating all that Omaha has to offer. Tune in next week for more.
You are a maverick. You stand ready to change the world. You are an innovator with bold ideas and a vision for the future. You are determined to turn your dreams into reality. You are a leader, committed to making a difference. With Omaha as your campus, you're at the center of it all. Here at UNO, you dare to dream, to innovate, to lead, to shape a brighter future. You are a maverick.
Coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Faded grass to a full.
Blast off into a world of space exploration right here in Nebraska. The Strategic Air Command Aerospace Museum is unveiling a brand new exhibit that brings the journey to space closer than ever. Reporter Madeline Gao takes us inside Mission Astronaut.
It's one small step through the museum doors and one giant leap into the world of astronauts. Mission Astronaut is the newest interactive experience at the SAC Museum in Ashland, Nebraska, where science meets imagination. The museum says the Mission Astronaut exhibit was designed to spark curiosity and inspire future astronauts and aerospace engineers. From piloting a robotic arm to learning about growing plants in space, this exhibit gives visitors a hands-on taste of what it's like to live and work beyond Earth's atmosphere.
The Mission Astronaut exhibit is designed to simulate the rigors of space exploration while inspiring the next generation of scientists and engineers.
Henry Getz, a visitor from Germany, says he was excited to see what the museum had to offer.
I feel like this exhibit was very fun with all the interactive elements, and I feel like it had a little something for everyone.
Whether you're a future astronaut or just curious about the cosmos, this exhibit is a ticket to adventure. No rocket required. For the Omaha News, I'm Madeline Gao.
The exhibit is now open to the public and is expected to run until May 18th for families, students, or anyone fascinated by space exploration. This mission is well worth the visit to the SAC Museum.
The United States Postal Service reported a net loss of over $9 billion in 2024. After 55 years of independent operation, the United States Postal Service may face significant change in the future. Reporter Abigail Gosek says the rise of privatization of the United States Postal Service has postal workers protesting nationwide.
Article 1, Section 8 of the United States Constitution gave Congress the right to establish post offices and post roads. According to the Constitution Center, the Postal Reorganization Act of 1970 declared the Postal Service an independent entity that would provide timely service to all addresses within the nation. Omaha American Postal Service Union President Phil Thomas says the United States Postal Service, or USPS, services over 150,000 addresses, however remote.
It's unlikely if it's privatized that would stay in place. There's just not a lot of profit in that. The American public deserves to be serviced by a service, not a business.
This February, President Trump expressed his desire to privatize the USPS, citing the service's rising cost of operations as too high.
It's been just a tremendous loser for this country. Tremendous amounts of money are being lost.
According to PBS, President Trump said he would place the USPS under the jurisdiction of the Commerce Department. If President Trump privatizes the USPS, citizens could lose right to the Postal Service.
It is highly likely that people would not get their medicines in the rural area. They wouldn't get any checks or anything like that. So you'd basically isolate a lot of the American public.
NPR reports that urban areas would likely see prioritization due to the higher volume of deliveries possible in cities, thus bringing in more profit. In response to President Trump's comments, the National Association of Letter Carriers began their Fight Like How campaign to protest privatization of the USPS, reports UNI Global Union. Omaha postal workers have organized 2 protests within the city, the first on March 20th, followed by another March 23rd. For the Omaha News, I'm Abigail Gosek.
The future of the USPS is further complicated by former USPS Postmaster General Louis DeJoy's resignation last week. Deputy Boardmaster Doug Tolino will replace him until a replacement is declared. That's all for us today. Join us again next week for more news and entertainment in the Heartland.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and Twitter at the UNO Omaha News, or find our website for even more news and stories at unoomahanews.com.
From all of us here at UNO Television, thank you for watching.
There seems to be like this gathering right here of really great minds and really great ideas.
I think it's a great moment, to teach a UNO student.
Being here, I get like a jump start on my journalism career.
I found a lot of people that are interested in like the same things as me.
Sort of a lifetime changing career for me and the best way it could happen.
For more than 20 years, only one program has addressed topics that matter to viewers. Only one program delivers the information that Nebraskans need to live the good life. I'm Kathy Wyatt. Join my guests and me as we discuss those issues every week on a program we call Consider This.